PSC, PHILTA confirm readiness for inaugural Philippine Women's Open. Philippine Sports Commission Chairman Pato Gregorio on Tuesday assured the country's readiness to host the first-ever WTA 125 Manila, set from January 26 to 31 at the historic Rizal Memorial Tennis Center. Also known as the Philippine Women's Open, this will mark the first time a prestigious event under the Women's Tennis Association will be held on Philippine soil, a historic milestone for a sport that has captured the hearts of many Filipinos, especially with the rise of tennis phenom Alex Ila. We are glad with the partnership of the Philippine Sports Commission and the Philippine Tennis Association. The PSC is the enabler of events, Gregorio said during a press conference at Lanson Place in Pasay City. You go there, at the Rizal Memorial Tennis Center, and see hundreds of workers working into the wee hours of the morning. We have not only mobilized the PSC group but also the City of Manila and the DPWH. It's a beautiful transformation. So we have no second thoughts in giving financial support for this project and to NSAs that realize and understand the vision of the PSC. PHILTA's Secretary General John Ray Tiangco also expressed confidence in the preparations being made by the government sports agency and the federation. The fact that we are already using the courts for a qualifying tournament among our top local players for the Philippine Women's Open means that Rizal Memorial Tennis Center is almost ready, said Tiangco, who is also the mayor of Navotas City and a former national and age group level tennis player. We are confident that with the PSC beside us, we will be able to finish on time. Tiangco emphasized that holding the inaugural Philippine Women's Open is crucial to the development of tennis in the country. Malaking bagay pa ito, he said. This is not just a one-time event, an investment for Philippine tennis. We're building a whole new ecosystem that'll allow our local players to compete against world-class opponents. The local federation, PHILTA, has secured a 3-year agreement with the Women's Tennis Association to stage the WTA 125 event. According to Tiangco, they hope to bring in other tournaments, including the WTA 250. Meanwhile, tickets for the competition are now available, PHILTA Executive Director Tonet Mendoza said. General admission is priced at P200, while seating for the qualifying round matches on January 24th and 25th will be free. For the main draw, from the round of 32 to the quarterfinals, January 26th to 29th, tickets will be P1000 with free seating, Mendoza said. Tickets for the singles semifinals and doubles finals on January 30th will cost P1,500 for the standard pass and P2,000 for the premium pass. These prices will also apply to the championship match on the final day, January 31st. She added at PSC, PHILTA confirmed readiness for inaugural Philippine Women's Open. On the eve of a historic first, the Philippine sporting community finds itself poised at the threshold of something long overdue yet powerfully timely. The Philippine Sports Commission, PSC, together with the Philippine Tennis Association, PHILTA, has formally confirmed its readiness for the inaugural Philippine Women's Open, a landmark event that promises to redefine the landscape of women's tennis in the country and affirm the nation's commitment to gender equity in sport. More than a tournament, the Philippine Women's Open is a statement, one that echoes across clay courts, hard courts, and community courts nationwide. It speaks of opportunity reclaimed, dreams validated, and a future finally taking shape for Filipino women in tennis. A vision years in the making. 4 decades, Philippine tennis has produced resilient, talented women athletes who trained with quiet determination, often without the spotlight or sustained institutional backing afforded to their male counterparts. The absence of a premier women-only professional tournament on home soil was a gap keenly felt by players, coaches, and fans alike. That gap is now closing. With the PSC and PHILTA jointly confirming operational, logistical, and competitive readiness, the inaugural Philippine Women's Open emerges as the culmination of years of advocacy, planning, and belief. It is a tournament born from a shared vision, to create a high-level platform where Filipina tennis players can compete, be seen, and thrive, without having to look abroad for validation. PSC officials have emphasized that the event aligns squarely with the Commission's mandate to promote inclusive sports development. Women's sports, once sidelined by limited funding and exposure, now stand at the forefront of national policy conversations. The Women's Open is not an isolated project but part of a broader movement to ensure equal pathways to excellence. PHILTA's technical readiness and commitment. From the technical side, PHILTA has left little to chance. Tournament standards, officiating, player services, and competition formats have been meticulously prepared to meet international benchmarks. Courts have been readied, officials trained, and systems tested, all with the understanding that first impressions matter. For PHILTA, this event is as much about credibility as it is about celebration. By staging a Women's Open that meets professional standards, the National Federation sends a clear signal to local players and the global tennis community. The Philippines is ready to host, nurture, and sustain elite women's tennis. This readiness also opens doors for future collaborations, higher-tier tournaments, and international participation. More importantly, PHILTA sees the Women's Open as a developmental bridge. Young players transitioning from junior to senior competition will now have a domestic arena where they can gain ranking points, experience pressure matches, and test themselves against seasoned competitors, without the financial and emotional burden of constant overseas travel. Athletes at the heart of the moment. At the center of all preparations are the athletes themselves. For many Filipina players, the Philippine Women's Open represents a rare convergence of pride and possibility. Competing under the national flag, before a home crowd, in a tournament designed specifically for them, carries a resonance that statistics and rankings cannot fully capture. Veteran players see it as recognition, proof that their years of perseverance mattered. Younger athletes see it as a doorway, a tangible goal that makes long hours of training feel purposeful. For all of them, the tournament offers something invaluable: visibility. Visibility leads to sponsorships. Sponsorships lead to sustainability. And sustainability, in turn, builds champions. Beyond the baseline, social and cultural impact. The significance of the inaugural Philippine Women's Open extends far beyond the baseline and service box. In a country where women's sports still fight for airtime and attention, the tournament challenges long-standing narratives about marketability and interest. PSC leaders have underscored that investing in women's sports is not charity, it is smart development. Every successful women's event expands the fan base, inspires participation at the grassroots level, and reshapes cultural expectations about who belongs in competitive arenas. Young girls watching the Philippine Women's Open, whether live or through media coverage, will see athletes who look like them, speak their language, and carry their flag. That representation plants seeds that last far longer than trophies.